Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, Ashley's Treasure, and today I'm going to try doing another one of the 3 projects in 30 minutes. And as you can see, there's a lot of chaos going on my desk right now. I was going through all kinds of ephemera and everything, wallpaper, you name it. And I got this idea because I was kind of going through this. If you looked at my first one when I was doing the pockets out of the book pages, how it kind of ended up each pocket kind of having a color theme going on. And then it kind of made me think of these, you know, what do they call them? He's just got large collage strips. Sorry, I cannot speak today. And I kind of thought, why not make my own out of these? I've seen a lot of people doing that as well. Although I don't know if I want to do like the small one or the large one. And then I was just kind of going through things and kind of making some colors going on. I got like some red, some orange, yellow, green. I got some purples and some pink. I actually didn't get any blue this time. Normally I always do everything blue. And then some like miscellaneous where these could go with anything. But I got really excited over this and I want to do lots of them. So today I think I'm going to start off, because there's 2 different size ones. There's the large ones and then the small ones that he made. The small ones are only 1.5 wide and 6 inches long. And then I measured the large ones. Those ones are 2.5 wide and 9 inches long. So I think I'm going to make 3 large ones first. And so that way, if I still have scraps, you know, I could make a little one out of it. That's my first idea. So I think I'm going to try making some of these. And what am I going to put it on? Well, I don't want to use brand new cardstock or anything like that. So I was thinking I could use some old book pages that, you know, because I harvest a book, and these are some pages that are left that I wasn't thinking of, I didn't know how to use yet. See, like pictures like this I have a hard time using. So it's decent pages, so it's sturdy enough to be adding stuff onto it. So I think I'm going to use this. You could use, you know, if you have scrapbook paper and there's a page on there that you don't like and you don't see yourself using, use that and just collage over it. So don't let that paper go to waste. So I think, because I was going through and I was just getting all sort of random things, I did go through, I found some wallpaper, and you know, I like this pink. This one has a lot of yellow in it. This one kind of has like a peachy orange going on with it. So I think I was going through a lot of Tim Holtz stuff too. Let me see. I was going through like this one, the memoir, the color palette that he has as well, because that's another thing that gave me that idea, because I was using to decorate with my first project. I also found some washi tape, and these ones have like little tickets. See, there's like a yellow one, a pink one, they got like a green one and an orange one, and I think it repeats, oh, a blue one too. So I thought, sorry, my voice is still bad. The smoke really got to us the last like 3 days. Everyone, my whole family's been dealing with it now. They were not kidding about poor air quality because how bad the smoke is. But I also have this one where it has like travel details. I could put that in the green. Beautiful memories. I could put that with the pink. You know, so I was looking through my washi tapes to use that too. What else was I going through? Oh, I got this like traveling one from Hobby Lobby. You know, just ephemera, and I was going through getting some colors and I was putting it in the piles. I also have Tim Holtz, you know, colorful stamps. And then I was thinking, because, you know, sometimes I have like photos in it, and I like that when they put photos in it, like this one. And so I was thinking about using these, but then I'm like, I don't know if I want to use those. I kind of just want to use them from like random books. So last night I was going through a book that had like old photos in it. Sorry, my voice. Like I found ones like this that I think, you know, I could use in with it. There's like little, you know, I can cut certain parts out. Like that one was really great. You know, I can cut the little boy out, you know, for like the pinks or purples or something, you know. So yeah, I was just going through that. I thought she would look good in purple or pink. A little boy, you know. So I got more than enough of those to go with. The little one wanted to join in. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's little things everywhere. She's going to throw it everywhere. Yeah, I was just going through like random stuff that I got in here. Another one was Tim Holtz Ephemera, the field notes I was going through. You know, there's like map pages that has like certain colors in. Yeah, just so many random things, whatever I could find, whatever scraps I had laying around, you know, like some green, you know, ledger paper, you know. So, I kind of got a crazy setup going on. Let's set these photos here. And yeah, oh, I was also going through these little strips. These are Tim Holtz too, and I got some of my own that I've been just randomly finding. There were some like colored ones, like this one's like a light blue. I found some with like pink writing on them, red writing on them, some purples, some greens, and then yeah, see like how they have like things like this in them. So that's what I was kind of going off of. Like these ones are just like neutral colors. So I thought, you know, some of these can just fill in, but these aren't really that wide. You know, I don't have to make it exactly that wide. I don't know. Maybe I can make it a tad bit thinner. But then again, I can always save these ones for the smaller one. I don't have to be exactly their width and everything. So I'm going to use the book pages as my base to go and collage off from. So I need to go get my paper trimmer. Be right back. Okay, so I want to start off with the big ones. These pages are like just over 9. They're probably like, I don't know, 9.5. It looks like. So that's perfectly fine. Sorry, my voice. So I am going to just cut 3 of them at what, 2.5 or 2.25. So there's 2.25. There's 2 of them, and I just need 1 more. So I got these clear little storage stackable things, and I'm going to put all the ones that I'm not going to do yet in here to save for the next project. Okay, I got all the reds in one, I got the purples in one, and then I got the greens, and then these little like neutral ones off to the side. And so I'm going to put them aside. Alright, I got my pinks and oranges in here set aside. I got art glitter glue. I kind of want to use my glue stick, but I might need art glitter glue because it's faster. Okay, so this is going to be thicker than something bit. I got my, you know, I'm going to start with yellow. I got all my yellows. I got my strip to collage off from. Got my glue stick. What else? And my art glitter glue. Hope it just works. I just started thinking 30 minutes. I'm going to do 3 of these. So I only got 10 minutes to do each one of these. I got some laying out to inspire me, you know, for inspiration. And this face I meant, or photo, sorry, not face. This photo I noticed is exactly 2.25, which is how big this is. So I'm like, well, that's perfect. I'm just gonna have to trim it down. And so I'm gonna just get my mini trimmer out and start going to town. So this might be sped up a little bit, but yeah, let's begin. Oh, I gotta set my timer. Oops. Ah. Go away. Alright, on the mark, get set, go! Okay, so I started by just getting an old book page for, you know, so I don't get glue on my table, and started just using my glue stick first, just gluing and then placing pieces on top of there. I was using this piece that I used the letter N for my first project that I did with the pockets, and so I was trying to use more of that because of the yellow in it. And so I was just trimming like the white off because there is a fine bit of white around it, and just kind of doing strips. Like this one's like an envelope, but I don't, that's very big. That would take up so much of the border. So I only used like a strip of it. I liked like the stamp on there. The ruler, like these flowers, I'm definitely going to trim down. I loved the flowers. I definitely wanted to use that in there. So here again, I'm just kind of trimming the way. I wasn't quite worried about the sides, just the top and bottom, because I'm going to go back and trim all the excess off so that way it fits properly. And then this photo I knew was like exactly what was it, 2 1/4? Yeah. And so it fit perfectly. And so I was trying to guess like how long I wanted it, because I didn't want the whole thing because that would take up a lot of the border. So I'm doing it right about here, right where their hands pretty much end. And then trying to see how much more I need. I tried to use some of this yellow wallpaper, but then I started thinking, gosh, I already got big yellow flowers on here. So I didn't want like more yellow flowers. I wanted everything to be kind of different instead of repetitive things, you know. So I end up not using the wallpaper this time. And yes, I got a little one next to me as always. She's giggling and snacking. But yeah, I just kept going through all the ephemera pieces that I had. I definitely liked the lotto sheet with, you know, the numbers. I definitely wanted to use that. And again, I was kind of going with like the same theme with the yellows and the browns and the blacks and white. But I kind of like where this was going. I thought I wanted that piece on there, but I end up actually later on I end up taking it off. But I like this little yellow ruler, and now the photo that I got from a book. It was definitely easier just gluing the strip first and then adding the pieces on instead of gluing each individual piece like this. It definitely saved time doing it the other way instead of this way. So yeah, just glue the whole strip down and then apply piece one by one. It's a lot faster. And that way I knew that I had it all glued down too. But I definitely wanted that stamp on there. See, now I'm starting to do it that way. I found out it was faster. And then I was trying to get kind of an even amount of letters on here. And then I was trying to figure out what to put on the bottom. I ended up using this yellow piece. And then this is when I go to trim it all off, one piece at a time. You could do this with scissors, but it was easier just using my trimmer because I could just do it all line it up just right and do it all at once. And that's when I I must have been off camera, but I took that top piece off and ended up putting that little lotto piece on top, and I liked that a lot more because it needed more yellow. Alright, and so now I want to add some more little things here. I had this little butterfly that was in the color palette. I thought that was perfect with the little flowers, and I finally used one of these little hands. I never know what to use them for, and then I never use them. And it fit perfect in that little spot pointing to the number, and I thought that was perfect. And then I found this number and I ended up adding it down there because there's 3 people in the photo, so I thought that was perfect. And it needed a little bit more black in there. And so yeah, there's the first border strip. I really like how this one turned out. Now is the second one. This one's going to be the pinks going on. And so this is going to be the main focal point, you know, this picture here to go off from. And this one's not an actual photo. This one's just like a sketch. And I think they're in a train. But I was just kind of measuring like how high and, you know, short I wanted it. I wasn't worried about the sides, just the top and bottom. And then I really wanted to try to use some of this wallpaper this time. And I wanted to get the smaller pink flowers in here. So I'm just kind of getting a portion that had a lot of them in there. And I'm just kind of debating which way I should have this facing. And I end up cutting just the right amount, you know, with 1 1/4 wide. And then I really wanted to use the pink off of this map because it looks like they're in a train, so they're traveling. And this could be the map of where they're going. So I'm trying to trim off like the white and some of the green, but not make it too thick or too tall. And then I'm trying to get more pink because I don't have a lot of pink going on yet. A lot of things I have already is just pink and green. With actually a little bit of blue, actually. The wallpaper and the map both have the same colors. But I really like this piece, but it was so tall, just like the other two pieces, like the wallpaper and the map. So I trimmed off the sides because the just blank border around it, I think that was bugging me. And so I decided to just use a strip of it instead of the whole thing. And I liked that a lot more because I already have all the other pieces already so thick. Like I needed more thin pieces. And I was debating about using the same part again on the bottom, but I ended up using this piece instead, I think, or was going to. I definitely wanted to use this card, but I just didn't know where yet. I was thinking of on the top, but I still needed something on the bottom. Alright, I think I know where I'm going with this now, so I'm going to scoot them aside and then get my book page out and just glue the whole thing again. Although my glue gun, or sorry, my glue stick was acting a little funny. It was kind of, because it's been so hot and humid here, that the glue, I wouldn't say gooey, but like it was a lot softer, so thicker amounts were rubbing off instead of like the normal amount. And so yeah, that was really weird. I kept having to like kind of blend it out more because it was coming out very thick compared to what it normally does because of the weather here. But yeah, just working from the bottom and working my way up so that way they're all lined up just right. Now adding the wallpapers. I was so glad I finally used some. I really wanted to use some of that instead of just book pages and Tim Holtz ephemera. I wanted to use other things. And now using that little strip. And then this card, I didn't want the flowers to come off, so I was finding like how I should trim this down. And I thought I could trim the bottom part off right there because I wasn't worried about that black part being there. And I liked that a lot more. And now it is safe to start trimming off all the excess with my cutting board or paper trimmer. I like where this is going. So now I'm trying to find some other little things to add onto it. So I'm messing around with the other little things I had set aside. Most of them are all Tim Holtz ephemera. That one was actually, that stamp was actually from Hobby Lobby's, but this is from the little Tim Holtz strips. That's from the color palette, Tim Holtz color palette. I tried using some of these stamps and I actually ended up not using any of them because I felt like they were too big. If they were a little bit smaller maybe, but it just felt like they were too big and I don't know, I couldn't get it to work. It just didn't look right to me. So I was getting a little frustrated. I had to step aside for a minute and I came back and was fiddling around with them. And I really liked this piece. I kind of liked it in the middle right there. But I ended up just using a small portion of it. But that actually would have looked really good right there. But I'm using one of Tim Holtz little strips. Adding that there. And then the other one on top of the photo. And then I'm going to just use a portion of this little piece. And having it kind of in between so it looks more like a collage instead of perfectly fine strips. And now I'm just going to use my mini trimmer to cut off the piece that's hanging off because I cannot cut straight for the life of me. And yeah, and then I fussy cut off camera this flower because it needed something and I liked that a lot more. Now it's time for the orange one. I got this photo from the same book and I liked these three. It lined up just right. I thought it was a good size. And I had some of that map from the Atlas book. Sorry, I couldn't think. And I really wanted to add that in there because you know, they're traveling and I thought it'd be great having some of the map in there. And I tried so many times to add that in there and it just wasn't the right orange, I think. And I tried using some of this orange flowers. I really like it, but you'll see in a minute what I end up using instead. But it was really cute, but I don't think it fit for what I was going for. But it definitely could have worked. And some of the pieces, like that number strip And that little piece that I just set down on the left that's white with the orange writing, it's a little bit smaller, so I end up making this one a little bit thinner, which is perfectly fine. I end up going more for these butterflies. I like the butterflies a lot more than the wallpaper because of that orange compared to the lighter peachy orange. This piece I got from a book. That was one of the recent books that I got. The book on collectibles. How I went through and was showing you some of the stuff in them. And that was like pottery and stuff. And you're like, how in the world am I going to use that picture? Well, here's an example. Like, don't think of the object as itself. I just used it for the color. And I thought that was perfect for this. And I really liked how that looked on this border strip. And so I'm just trimming the top and bottom down a little bit because it wasn't, the object isn't perfectly straight. You know, it has a curve to it. So I wanted to get the background out of it so it just shows the orange because it had like a gray background and I wanted that gray out. See, again, I'm trying to get that map to work and I just could not get it to work. And so then I tried just some of the neutral ones I had aside and saw if that would work. And I was getting kind of frustrated, so I'm just like, I think I know where I'm going. I'm just going to go off with this and start gluing things down. So I started with this big orange piece, and again, just gluing the whole strip down first, and then just one at a time, adding one piece at a time, starting from the bottom up. You can start from the bottom up or the top down. Start at the center, whatever works best for you. But I like starting from the bottom up and just kind of stacking them one by one. And I was going to cut this thinner, so I made sure that all the pieces that I want, you know, lined up to the left, because I knew that the one part on the right is going to be trimmed down. And I definitely want to cut this butterfly down because it was so tall it would take up majority of the strip. So I definitely had to trim that down. And now there's that picture I cut from the collector's book and using one of the, I was trying to figure out what to put on there and I ended up using, I tried using the map and it just didn't look right, but I ended up using this piece instead. And so now I have them trimmed off and now I'm just adding some extra pieces. I end up using that white piece with the orange writing. I end up just using a strip of it. I like this number 25 there. I tried using this piece that was from the butterflies and I trimmed it down and just, you know, I always like trimming the corners. I don't like the corners so straight, but that could have worked right there, but I end up not. I end up really liking the number 25 instead, but I was still trying to find a place to use that little piece. But I think I already had so much white going on. I think that's what was throwing it off and why I ended up not using it. But I definitely could have used it down here with the number 5. That was another one I ended up using because it needed more black in it. But right there, I could have used that little white piece that I fussy cut out. I think that actually would have looked good there. But I kind of like where this is going. So I'm gluing on the more little extra pieces for the collage. And then I think I was overthinking and I'm just like, it's good the way it is. And actually I end up having a phone call, so I had to stop and answer the phone. Okay, sorry. My husband called me, and so when I got off the phone with him, all of a sudden my timer went off, so I don't know how much time I had left, but I added like a little number here. I cut a little strip there and added that there. That's about it. And I did cut this one a little bit thinner to fit these. This one's a tad bit thinner than the other two, but I really like these. That was super fun. And when you get like things set up like that, it goes really fast. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be making more of these. I don't know which one I like the most. Like there's this orange one, this pink one, or this yellow one. I really love this yellow one. I think it's because of the flowers and everything. I know, which one's your favorite? But if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!